Welcome back, guys, to another Warpath video. Today's video is going to be a little bit about tips and tricks for you to not only defend and know how to set up your base, but also how to attack a base. So this is kind of dual-headed. We'll talk about each side, the pros and the cons, so that you can be better at attacking bases and attacking your enemy and also defending from your enemy. So if you guys are interested and new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, leave a thumbs up if you like the video, and a comment down below. Let's get into the video, guys. All right, guys, let's get into some footage that I recorded so that I can try to explain this, but also you guys can visualize it a little bit. So I did a little bit of an overlay so you guys can see with some notes or whatever. So one of our players is attacking this player. Now, the first thing he notices when he attacks is what his setup is, okay? So let's go ahead and start this video. So as soon as we realize that he has 2 rockets, the thing about the rockets is that rockets only go 3 tiles out. They don't go 4 tiles out like an artillery does. So he knows that when he initiates the attack, he can pull back to past 3 tiles, which is the 4th tile on, and now all that happening is the base. So the base is only attacking his heavy and is not attacking these artillery. Now, you know as well as I do that tanks only fire 2 grids. So the tank right here is not actually attacking the base, but what it is it's distracting the base so that the attack only from the base is hitting it so that it doesn't hit the artillery. And what this creates is this scenario where the base is firing off on the heavy, you can see, and the artillery is doing all of the work as far as damage is concerned, but it's not getting hit. Now, this is a typical setup that many people in the game know about. Maybe some of you new guys from, iOS launch onward don't know about some of these tips and tricks. So that's why I'm bringing this up now, is that there's twofold here. If you're attacking a base and you realize that they don't have artillery to go out 4 grid spaces, then you can set your artillery back past the attack point and also pull back your sponge unit, a heavy, a super heavy, or whatever, until it doesn't get hit anymore except by the base, and now the base is gone. So what we have here is this player just lost with no losses to our guys because he did not have the range of an artillery defending his unit. So this can work both ways, guys. I want to bring this up. 1, that's how you attack a player like that. 2 is you want to try to put inside of your base an artillery such as a howitzer, because an anti-tank gun is still only three grid spaces. So you want some type of howitzer, preferably the Russian one, because that is a defensive one. You want that in your base defending because it can give that grid space. The scenario would be completely different, because if he had an howitzer and he did have those grid spaces, what would happen is he would pull back to the 4th tile, and what's going to happen is his heavy's still going to get hit by artillery, and that's going to be a no-no because his heavy's going to go down too quickly. However, if he pulls back another one to the 5th tile, which would mean that the base would still fire off on him because it's to the 5th tile, then the artillery is going to fire off on the unit that's attacking, which is on the 4th tile, which is his artillery, which is not what you want. So you guys kind of understand the scheme going on here with attacking a base and also defending. All right, guys? All right, guys, let's jump a little bit into defense, and then I'll go into offense. As you can see, my setup right here, I have 3 artillery units. One of them is an anti-tank gun. The other 2 are howitzers. I have a tank hunter and then a medium. I like the medium. It's very fast in the field. It does well, so I use this one. I can pop in and out. The other thing that we discussed earlier is having artillery that has 4 grid spaces. I have 2 of them. Now, why don't I have a Russian? I had to use it to upgrade my medium, so it is what it is. I'll try to get one back. But right now I have 2 of the Liberty artillery, which is the howitzers. I have one at 7 and then one at 6.5, trying to push that one up. But my anti-tank gun is a 7-star unit as well. Now, with that being said, in the time that I played the game, these will do very well as far as defending the base. Okay. Now, preferably, I would like to have a Soviet right here or a Martyr's Watch artillery, but all three of these do well. Now, my medium I use because I pop in and out and I can go around and kill things very fast in defensive mode from, around my base. However, the next one is preferable. Some people use 4 artillery. I'm using only 3, but I'm using a tank hunter. And you're going to say, Grant, why are you using a tank hunter? Well, I used the tank hunter, especially the Soviet one, which is the Martyr's Watch, because it has very, very high penetration. Okay, this unit right here, in its high penetration, is going to do very well against heavies that are trying to sponge on my base and or super heavies if I get this thing built up enough. The anti-tank gun is going to be the number 1 against a super heavy. It is. It's going to penetrate it. It's going to do very well. But I want something else that has penetration. And whenever you're thinking about a howitzer, the howitzer is siege. It's for base damage. It's not penetration. Okay. And even if you get the howitzer from the Russian, it's not penetrating. Okay. So I want 2 units that are penetrating. So if I had 2 anti-tank guns, so be it. That'd be great. I mean, I'm not going to pass that down. But this one right here, it's going to fire faster than the anti-tank gun that gears up in 4 seconds. These guys right here are going to fire off immediately. The only downside to that, a lot of you guys are going to say, and it's true, is that this only fires out 2 grid spaces. So if I just had that and I didn't have the artillery, somebody could pull away like in the video you saw and pick me apart, right? But that's not the case. I have artillery. So when everybody crowds around, this tank hunter is going to do very well against all the other tanks that are crowded around it, trying to sponge my base as they attack it. So that's the reason that I pick those units specifically. If you guys have questions or concerns about your units, you can always hit me up on Discord and or leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer as many comments as I can. All right, guys. The next thing is, what if I was in my base and I was attacking? What would I use? Well, we definitely want to use the howitzers that are sieging, okay? These guys right here, they do brutal base damage, okay? They're going to be amazing when it comes to base damage, all right, guys? Now, the thing is that we want as many of those as possible with only a single unit as a sponge. Preferably, what I would do is I don't have this in right now, but I would take this super heavy. I would put all my parts, modifications from my medium. I would load this up as much as possible, and I would sit that super heavy out in front like this, attack the base, while I have these guys sitting right here in their grid spaces off. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to fire off on the base. So this guy's going to attack it. These guys are going to be in the background. Once this unit, my super heavy, would, start taking the damage, I can pop it back in, pop my artillery back in, right? And then it can heal because of the base garrison. And I'm going to bring this up, guys, because if you guys have the parts for it, you will notice right here, like this gold plus part right here, the garrison recovery is at 15%. That means that whatever I put it on, when I go into garrison mode in my base, it's going to recover way faster than normal because of that particular part. So you definitely want garrison recovery when you have base to base, because you're going to be able to pop out, attack. You're going to go about halfway down to where you don't lose a unit. You're going to go back in, and this thing is going to heal very, very fast because of that base garrison. And you have tech that can do the same thing. You can research tech, parts, different things to increase how fast you go back. And what that equals is that you can keep on coming back out, doing damage, going back in, coming back out, doing damage, and going back in. That's what you want. So you want as many howitzers as you can, and then a single unit that you want to sponge, preferably a super heavy. That's how you would base to base in that particular instance, guys. Anyway, these are just some of the things that can help you out with attacking units and bases, and also defending when you're in the field. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, guys. Peace.